What's up, everybody? So, before we get started, I want to address something from the video that I covered yesterday, where I covered what Candace Owens said in her interview with Myron Gaines. I don't follow Myron, so I only saw the interview published by Candace over the weekend. I think it was on Friday. Many of you all lovingly informed me that the interview was older. I appreciate you. I think the points that I made were still very valid, though, and relevant. The funny thing is, Candace told Myron that she had no reason to suspect Erika Kirk because there were no verifiable lies that Erika had told at the time. What you're about to see changes that for sure. But I have built this channel by being timely with commentary and being quick with it, quick to report what's going on. When I saw the interview with Myron drop on Candace's channel, I watched it and I literally told my wife, I was like, Casey, this is hot. Like, I think I might actually have to go and do a video about this weekend to get it out there. And then I went to X and I saw that no one else was talking about it. And I was like, damn, am I going to be the one to break this? Like, this is huge. Only come to find, thanks to you all, that the video was like 3 months old. So anyway, that's my bad. But in any case, Candace Owens straight up called out Erika Kirk over a blatant lie that Candace caught Erika in. Charlie Kirk actually debunks what Erika says. And I'm going to share with you my biggest concern that I cannot shake when it comes to Erika Kirk and her behavior since Charlie was killed. It all comes down to, well, Zionism. And this all ties together. We are officially in scary times, and I'm going to weave you through all of this today. Police detectives in Miami, Florida, yes, America, showed up at a woman's home and interrogated her over a post that she made on Facebook criticizing Miami Mayor Stephen Minor for his views on the Israeli-Palestine conflict. And if you thought that police officers in America showing up at your door over a social media post was bad, just wait until you hear what the Miami police chief said to justify what his department had done. This isn't just a local issue in Miami, though. We've all been wondering what Pam Bondi has been doing. You know, not releasing the Epstein files or making deep state arrests. Well, now we know, as she delivered an address at the Israeli-American Council. I am very concerned that we are experiencing what is going to become the most historical crackdown on the First Amendment and free speech America has ever seen. And I think Erika Kirk is now involved in that. This is bad. Let's get started. I'm Zach Costello, and welcome to the Zach Costello Show. Okay, so a Miami resident was interrogated by police detectives who came to her door over a social media post wherein she was criticizing the foreign policy views of Miami Mayor Stephen Minor, regardless of what side of these issues you are on. Listen to what she posted and tell me if you think this is inflammatory and whether this is justified.
I refuse to answer questions without my lawyer present. So I really don't know how to answer that question either.
Well, like I said, you're not going to jail.
This is freedom of speech. This is America, right?
And
veteran.
I agree with you 100%.
Okay.
We're just trying to see if it's you, because we're not talking to the right person. We want to go see who the right person is.
Okay, how can I help you?
So pretty much it's just a statement that was made as far as,
verbatim, it says the guy who consistently calls for the death of all Palestinians tried to shut down a theater for showing a movie that hurt his feelings and refuses to stand up for the LGBTQ community in any way. Even leaves the room when they vote and on related matters. Wants you to know that you're all welcome. Clown face, clown face, clown face. 3 days ago.
So you don't know if it was you?
I'm not going to answer whether that's me or not.
Okay.
The concerning part, and not concerning for the person who's posting it, what we're just trying to prevent is somebody else getting agitated or agreeing with the statement. We're not saying it's true or not.
Understood.
That guy who consistently calls for the death of all Palestinians, that can probably incite somebody to do something radical. That's all we're here to talk about. And we wanted to get your side. If it was you that posted that, I would think, to refrain from posting things like that, because that could get something
I
inside.
appreciate your concern. I appreciate you coming out here.
Okay?
That's it?
That is it. I'm
Okay.
going to maintain my my amendment rights to not answer the question about whether or
Oh, no,
not that's
okay.
right. I hope
Thank
that's
you for your time.
understandable.
All right.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
The Miami police chief, Wayne Jones, defended sending these detectives to the woman's house, quote, given the real ongoing national and international concerns surrounding anti-Semitic attacks and recent rhetoric that has led to violence against political figures. Look, calling out an elected political figure over their foreign policy views is not inflammatory and very much protected under the First Amendment. It looks like I'm probably aligned with the mayor's anti-LGBTQ agenda, but American citizens have the right to say and post what they believe, regardless of which side they are on, without police coming to their door and questioning them about it. Who is the determiner of what is inflammatory? Who decides what is hateful? And right now, and this is the critical issue, who decides what is anti-Semitic? This is not a local issue. This is a national issue. Here is Trump Attorney General Pam Bondi bragging about how she is using the full weight of the Department of Justice to wage lawfare against what they define as anti-Semitism. Listen to this.
For way too long, anti-Semitism has been allowed to grow unchecked in this country. Too many institutions have abdicated their moral responsibility to speak up. Too many so-called leaders have stayed quiet. Actions have consequences, and inaction has consequences too. We've sued violent protesters under the FACE Act for intimidating Jewish Americans worshiping at synagogues. This is the first time since its passage, the FACE Act in 1994, that it has been used to protect a house of worship. Working with Secretary Linda McMahon, who has been a champion for you as well, and Harmeet, we have secured a $200 million settlement with Columbia University for violating the civil rights of Jewish students and Jewish employees. We've secured a $75 million settlement with Northwestern University for anti-Semitic conduct. We've secured a $60 million settlement with Cornell that includes provisions to halt anti-Semitic conduct. And we've launched a full investigation into University of California's system for systematic anti-Semitism.
Good job, Pam. It's like she talks a big game about everything else, but like she actually delivers on this issue. But here is the very real problem. The definition of anti-Semitism has now been stretched to include things that are not anti-Semitic, to persecute and or discriminate against a person who is Jewish, and to consider that person subhuman or inferior because of what they believed is anti-Semitism. And that's wrong. However, the nation state of Israel is not the Jewish people. Anti-Zionism is not anti-Semitism. In fact, there are Jews that do not even believe in Zionism. I do not believe that the nation state of Israel is biblically entitled to that land. This doesn't mean that I hate Jewish people, and it doesn't mean that I don't want Jewish people to not have a home. That is pure gaslighting, and that's not true. It means that I do not consider my evaluation of the nation state of Israel to be a religious one, which way too many of America's leaders do. This leads to unwavering support and imprudence in American foreign policy. And it has allowed for the nation state of Israel to have an incredible amount of weight and influence on American politics and media. I believe Israel has a right to exist, just like any other country in the world has the right to exist, just like the UK, just like Germany, just like France, just like America has the right to exist. And I believe that the evaluation of Israel as an ally should be considered prudently with America's best interest as the highest priority, not as a religious belief. Look, I'm a religious person. I'm actually a very religious person. I am a radical Christian, okay? I run my household as a Christian monarch with my queen. Our kids do not have a choice in the matter as long as they are living under my roof. The laws of my household are very strict as it relates to our Christian faith. This is not how I would run a country or a state. Ted Cruz, for example, as a United States Senator, saying that he is unwavering in his support of Israel, no matter what, because the Bible tells him so, is not the prudent makeup that we need from a leader and decision maker in the American government. If Ted Cruz is going to apply his religious extremist beliefs to his U.S. foreign policy decisions, he should not be a U.S. senator. His religious interests exceed his national interests, and his national interests are his job. But you know what? And this is the last thing I'll say before we get to Candace and Erika Kirk and Erika's involvement in all of this. You know what really pisses me off about what Pam Bondi just said right there? She brags in this clip about how they've used the FACE Act to arrest all of those people who have obstructed Jewish people from attending synagogue. Don Lemon and a group of ICE protesters just literally invaded a Christian church in Minnesota. They stormed the Christian church, the service, and they filmed it. Is Pam Bondi going to arrest Don Lemon for violating the FACE Act? Is she going to stand up for Christians in America? Or does this only work one way? Now, before we get to Candace calling out Erika Kirk and how Erika is contributing to all of this, I'm going to take a brief break and tell you about today's sponsor. If you're taking ibuprofen or Tylenol every day just to deal with aches and pains, you've got to hear this. Those drugs don't solve problems, they just cover it up. For most people, the real issue is chronic inflammation. That's why I want to talk to you about Native Path krill oil and why it's actually better than regular fish oil for pain. Krill oil delivers omega-3s in a phospholipid form, which means your body absorbs them more efficiently. Fish oil just passes right through you. Krill oil also contains astaxanthin, a powerful natural antioxidant that helps protect those omega-3s and supports a healthier inflammatory response. The result? Better joint comfort, less stiffness, and support at the root cause, not just a temporary fix. And it's not just about pain. Those same omega-3s are excellent for brain health, supporting focus, memory, and overall cognitive function. This is why I'm so big on it. I've been taking krill oil for years. And what I like about the Native Path krill oil is there's no fishy burps throughout the day. I urge you to look into the benefits of krill oil as it relates to your overall health, brain health, physical health. Right now, visit getnativepath.com/Zach for more information and a special bundle deal at a fraction of the retail price, backed by a risk-free 365-day guarantee. Save your gut lining and try a cleaner, all-natural but powerful approach. Native Path krill oil helps your body manage inflammation the way it was designed to. Again, that site, GET nativepath.com. Getnativepath.com/Zach. Okay, so Candace Owens did some digging here and caught Erika Kirk in a blatant lie. Candace actually used Charlie Kirk to debunk Erika's claim here. Listen to this, and then I'm going to share with you my concern about Erika that I just cannot shake as it relates to all that we've talked about today.
Inconsistencies. For example, last week I told you that I'm working on this investigation, the theme of sex trafficking. It's coming up too much, child sex trafficking in particular. And so I was interested in Erika having said that while she was quote unquote living in China, she was working with victims of sex trafficking. Okay. I want you to remember what she said. Take a listen.
It kind of grew into something more global. I was living in China and doing a lot of work with the victims from sex trafficking. and then began to phase that into working with the Marine Corps and the Army, and then was able to work with a orphanage in Romania to help sustain them during their winter seasons, and giving them more clothing items or tangible items rather than just money.
Then I told you guys that having asked this question through an official channel, Turning Point USA, I received a response alleging that Erika never lives there. So that's coming from Erika. She actually never lived there. They said that she simply visited for 2 weeks, you know, like a tourist, just to visit the Great Wall and perhaps see other monuments in history. Then somebody emailed me an interesting video of Charlie Kirk. And apparently he disagrees with that new assessment. This is a video of Charlie debating someone named Ben Carollo. Take a listen.
When you go to China, let me just tell you, you'll drive down the street and you will see dead people laying in the middle of the street. You will see people defecating.
Go to China then. Go to China. Take a video.
Actually,
Bring
you know
these
what?
Cameras. Go to China. Take a video of these cameras. I dare you right now.
Unlike you, my wife lived in China for 6 months, and she'll show you the videos. She'll show you the images. They don't have a regard for human life. They don't value people as the individual.
What's going on here? Okay, will the real Erika Kirk please stand up? Okay, because this isn't, you can't say you lived there and say you didn't live there or there for a trip. And now you've got your husband saying my wife lived there. So he clearly thought you lived there. You thought you lived there. And then somehow now you don't want to live there.
I mean, will the real Erika Kirk please stand up? That's quite the quote. And look, I want to come out and make the bold stand. I want to be able to come out here and say without a doubt that I don't think Erika Kirk had anything to do with Charlie's death, as is being speculated by many. I imagine what it would be like to come to you all here and just to say, no chance. I don't think that the way that she grieved tells us anything. I don't think her taking over of Turning Point USA to continue Charlie's work is suspicious. They were both ambitious. This isn't surprising. It can be argued that a helpful way for her to cope was to take on that mission. I don't think her decisions as a mother mean anything. She's gotten criticism in her role as CEO and the mishaps and all the communication that have taken place. Incompetence as a CEO isn't suspicious to me. But now, here is what I cannot shake. Why she decided to take Turning Point USA in the direction that Charlie was turning it away from. I think Candace's most valuable contribution, not the only one, but the most profound contribution that she has had to this Charlie Kirk assassination case was her presenting the text messages from Andrew Colvett of Charlie saying that he leaving him no choice. We know Bibi Netanyahu considers social media influence a weapon of modern warfare because he said so himself. We know Charlie turned down the opportunity from Bibi Netanyahu for Turning Point USA to be a mouthpiece for Israel or the Zionist propaganda in America. We know that Israel has the goal of recruiting 10,000 Christian pastors in America to fight misinformation about Israel and anti-Semitism among young people. And we know that Turning Point USA Faith, since Charlie was killed on September 10th, 2025, has recruited and added over 4,000 churches to their organization. They also canceled the Doge audit that Charlie had called for. Erika is the CEO. I'm assuming that she made that call. Andrew Colvett, the Turning Point USA spokesman, one of Charlie Kirk's closest friends, the executive producer of the Charlie Kirk Show, was initially outspoken and letting Candace in on his last text messages with Charlie. He was concerned over the Israel messages, in particular, that he himself submitted to authorities because he considered those messages important evidence. Now, he's totally quiet on the matter. This doesn't sit right with me. That Erika has now been caught making dishonest statements about her past, like we wouldn't find out. And she's taking Turning Point USA, this influential and powerful organization that had just flipped a US presidential election in a direction that seems counter to where Charlie wanted it to go. Charlie was prying this organization away from Zionists. And it seems like Erika is giving it right back to him. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm looking to go live probably between 1 and 3 p.m. that time frame daily. So make sure you guys are subscribed so that you get the notifications. I'm Zach Costello.